Hello, my friends. So, as you probably know, this book is coming out very soon, in the next few months, couple of months. It's called Living in the Light, Yoga for Self-Realization. And my co-author is Sarah Platt Finger, who's also one of my yoga teachers. So this book is called Yoga for Self-Realization. So just remember, self-realization is not the same thing as self-improvement. Self-realization is to understand and realize and experience your true self, which is boundless and transcendent and infinite and formless and spaceless and timeless and irreducible, and the real you that is formless awareness. And as a formless being, you are never born and never gone, although you take occasional excursions into what we call the world of mind, body, and the physical world. So to get closer to the truth about who you really are, I was going to read some of my notes that went into the creation of this book. And today I want to talk about three myths, mythical ideas that actually tether us to the world of illusion. And ultimately, clinging to illusion is the cause of all human suffering. Myth number one, you are captive inside your body. Myth number two, you were created out of matter. And myth number three, your brain is doing, and myth number three, your brain is doing the thinking. These are such pervasive myths that you probably never question them. But if you shatter each myth, you will come closer to merging your body-mind with the field of light. And the only light there is the light of awareness. Only then will you experience who you really are. So let's address each of these myths. Myth number one, you're captive inside your body. Can you feel yourself inside your head, looking out at the world, taking in its sights, sounds, tastes, smells, and textures? This is such a convincing experience that it is hard to fathom that it is false. But self-realization through Royal Yoga or Raj Yoga teaches us that indeed this is an illusion. You aren't in your head or your body at all. Your body is a zone of awareness, and your mind shares the same zone of awareness. Pratyahara, which is withdrawal of the senses, and interoceptive awareness, teaches us this fundamental truth. And you will find many exercises on Pratyahara in the book, Living in the Light. Okay. When the two zones of awareness are separate, you can feel like a captive in your body. You can feel that you're squeezed into the volume of a body or the span of a lifetime. And because of pain, disease, and aging, these seem very real experiences. The mind wants to escape from these experiences and is driven into separation as the only way out. But once you shatter the myth of being in your body, you actually realize there is only one zone, the body-mind, sharing the same life. With this realization comes the ability to free yourself from being held hostage. Merged as one consciousness, you open the possibility that you're not your body or your mind. These are perceptual and cognitive modifications of your true self. This realization frees you from pain and suffering and makes aging irrelevant. Okay. You grow into the truth that you are timeless, and at the same time, bliss overwhelms any physical or mental pain. Myth number two, you were created out of matter. This myth was born out of the worldview that traces all of creation back to physical events, processes, and things. The thing can be as small as a quark, that which we call a thing, or the event as titanic as the Big Bang. Although, by the way, the Big Bang was neither big nor did it bang. Um, that's another whole thing that we should address at some point. Worldviews are consistent, but that doesn't make them the truth. By showing you that you can experience yourself as one zone of awareness, pratyahara, frees you from the trap of materialism. You begin to live the truth that consciousness is all embracing. Proving that this all embracing consciousness exists. Call it whatever you will, God or the gods, Buddha mind, Brahman, Ein Sof, fundamental reality, Allah, has vexed humanity for centuries, yet we can cut through all the confusion and conflict quite simply. The proof that consciousness underlies everything comes down to one thing, and that one thing is what we call knowingness. Nature knows what it is doing. If nature were only random events that shuffled matter and energy around it, it would know nothing, and existence would be meaningless. Existence is only meaningful because there is awareness of existence. Yet every cell in your body knows how to sustain itself by organizing hundreds of thousands of chemical reactions every second. A cell isn't a bag of proteins suspended in a watery soup, although that's how biologists do treat it. It is organized intelligence. Every cell in your body is organized intelligence. Every living thing is organized intelligence, and there's no reason to claim that this intelligence didn't precede life on Earth. The entire cosmos leading up to life on Earth is a sequence of events governed and controlled by what can only be called creative intelligence. Pratyahara teaches that you can also govern and control the events in your body because you're the same creative intelligence that lies at the heart of everything in existence. That's what it means to control your autonomic nervous system. The most advanced yogis achieve such amazing degree of control that they can consciously lower vital functions like heart rate, breathing, and body temperature nearly to the least entropy as the yogi merges fully into the zone of awareness. The next step is to erase all physical limitations. Advanced yogis can experience being at two places at the same time, simultaneously, even visiting other dimensions. Because all these dimensions and places are frequency domains of consciousness. But you can achieve much more control over the physical pain and the physical body, thanks to the freedom of awareness that we humans are gifted with. At the very least, by accepting your body as a zone of awareness, you free it to heal, evolve, strengthen its immunity, and even slow down and reverse aging. These processes occur in the one shared awareness of the body-mind. Myth number 3, your brain is doing the thinking. Turning the brain into a thinking organ is an offshoot of materialism. Whenever you're tempted to believe that your brain is the thinker, not you, look around you. Is your TV making the actors in a movie do what they do? Has the piano in the corner learned how to play Bach? Does your computer know what you mean when you type a word? A television, a piano, and a computer are passive instruments waiting for consciousness to activate them. Likewise, it is pure illusion to claim that the brain can think. The chemicals in a brain cell are the same as those in the skin cells of your big toe. And the functioning of brain cells differs very little from the functioning of any other cell in the body. A 3-pound lump of gray matter cannot escape its status as a batch of chemicals, and we mustn't attribute love, compassion, creativity, and so on to a batch of chemicals either. The brain isn't even aware that it exists until the skull is open to reveal it. There's no subjective experience that says, here I am, I'm the brain, I'm the brain. All of these points have come up in my personal reflections, but by gathering them together in one list, I hope I'm giving you the essence of what it feels like to live in the vision of Raj Yoga or Royal Yoga. Once you recognize that your own evolution must come to terms with everything that I've mentioned, the picture changes. The self is transforming the self. You are like a surgeon who wants to perform surgery on himself or herself, which is obviously an impossible task. How can an individual, guided by the ego personality, which will only sabotage real personal transformation, even evolve? The answer is not found at the level of the ego or the active mind. Instead, you increasingly let your true unbounded nature come to light. You hold on to the desire to meet your true self, exchanging a series of provisional selves along the way for something that is eternal. These provisional selves from birth to death and conforming to every situation in between do feel like I, me, and mine. We own them, we assume we are them. But from a yogic perspective, these selves are garments to clothe the ego, a superficial covering that masks the true self. Because the true self is the only part of us that knows what is really going on, it invisibly manages our evolution. So I will stop here for today, but I did want to talk about one more thing. Think about an infant. Yeah, I think I'll give this example. Think about an infant facing stages of development that are controlled invisibly from a level of life it has no knowledge of. A head like baby teeth, adult teeth, puberty, the formation of the immune system, the maturation of the brain, and so on. The controller of these processes, we say, is our DNA, but in fact, the controller is the same invisible intelligence or knowledge encoded in DNA, not this chemical amalgam of a gene, which consists of very ordinary carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, for the most part. If there is a familiar controller of our conscious evolution, it too consists of knowledge. And just as DNA unfolds a child's development on schedule with a definite timeline that puts baby teeth ahead of puberty and many other events, so too creative intelligence works through epigenetic modulation to parse out your experience of existence as a baby, a toddler, a teenager, and a young, mature adult, and then all the way, as I said, to dusty death. This is part of the story that life unfolds as appearance. But you, the true self, are the source of all appearance, including the appearance of mind, body, and the world. So many exercises coming up in Living in the Light, Yoga for Self-Realization, my next book with Sarah Platfinger, great yoga teacher as well. And I hope that was helpful.